Hi guys, Mr. Slaybaugh here. Our second video is going to be going over pages 5 and 6 in our method book so that we can go over exactly what we should be sounding like in our practice sessions and we're prepared for our regular daily classroom instruction. On page 5, it's level 1 sound beginnings, and they talk about what a neutral clef is and what a time signature or a meter marking is. I want you to remember that a time signature is just a way of dividing music up in the course of a long piece of music so that we have it in bite-sized chunks. The top number refers to how many of the bottom number in each measure. So if you have a 4, it refers to 4/4 time refers to 4 quarter notes in one measure, or with a bar line separating the measures. That's all it refers to. For now, we'll say that a quarter note is worth a beat, or a tap of the foot. And you'll notice that that's exactly what they explain in the top of page 5. They also talk about rests. I've heard someone call it a bird flying sideways. But a rest is when we don't make sound. And there's quarter note rest there and a whole note rest. We still count. We're still thinking of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and we're still tapping our foot. We just won't make any sounds during those moments. You'll also notice that on page 5 that they have R's and L's over the tops of notes. That means right or left hand. And with a right hand holding our stick in perfect playing position, we'll just make sure that we have an even, smooth, continual motion. It never stops, whether it hits the surface or not. It could be the same if we're playing high or if we're playing on the head. In this case, my drum pad. So we'll tap number 2 and we'll count 1 and 2 and ready and begin, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and rest and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and rest and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and rest. Pretty straightforward, not a lot to it. Practice it in front of a mirror and make sure that the tip of the stick is continual and that you're saying 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, so that you can see that there's a pendulum action. It never stops, whether it hits the drum or not, or the playing surface. Moving on, you'll see on page 6, it's very similar. Number 7 is very similar to number 6. The rests are in different locations, and I won't go through that with you. But look, please, if you would, that they're talking about a rudiment, and there's a DVD that talks about that. And it's called a double stroke, and it's a double beat combination. Anytime you play 2 notes in one hand, it's called a double beat combination. So you'll be playing 2 notes, it's really important that you hold on to the back of the stick, that you have good motion, that you have a solid fulcrum. The mouth has to be closed. Don't let the thumbs fall off the stick. As this goes faster, you're going to change your motion a little bit, and you need that fulcrum. And it gets smaller and lower to the surface. You must have the proper grip in order to play a double stroke roll at that speed. You'll see that they start with the sticking on it at number 9, so you get used to playing 2 notes at a time. It's very important that you're subdividing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that you're turning your wrist. Remember, if it's straight, we lift and we turn down so that it's a smooth, even motion. And that we keep our arms as relaxed as we can with a good grip going on in our fulcrum. That's end of drum lesson number 2 in introducing a double stroke roll and counting. Make sure that you always run through your checklist. Grip, posture, playing position, subdivision, and turning the wrist. See you on the next lesson.